changed, Cher, since you've seen it evolve? You've been around, and Christina, how have you seen it change? What has anything been lost, and how show business is done in Hollywood? Perhaps the charm is gone. So who would like to begin? Would you like to begin, Cher?
Sure. Well, I mean, so I've been around for a billion years, and it's completely changed. It was much. When I started with Sunny, there were record shops. There were, it was a lot more friendly. There were no computers. There was no other avenue to get to the music except concerts, radio, and record stores. You couldn't go, on iTunes. So the record company was a lot fresher. It was very young. Everyone was really excited, and there was a lot more money involved too, which is good.
And what about you, Christina? What's your take on show business and how it's done now?
Well, I think show business actually is quite different from the actual movie that we're promoting in the sense that this isn't really, I don't think, a show business movie. It's more about a specific thing and a specific concept that is burlesque, which we'll get into later. But for me, I just know that paparazzi and media, from the moment that I even came on the scene with, Genie in a Bottle and my first debut record, you didn't have to worry about so much, and there weren't people stalking as much, or everything wasn't so exposed. And I have to agree with Cher. It's like, now with the internet, everybody and everything is so accessible that people's attention spans, it's sad that we can't just get into buying a CD now and really enjoying the packaging and the creating that goes into that process is very, buy the song and get out kind of a thing. So I think sometimes that is a sad thing for a true artist that enjoys putting together a whole packet for a fan or the public to see as a whole artistic expression, because some of it gets lost with people's short attention spans for everything being so accessible and at your fingertips nowadays.
Christina, what was that like for you guys?
Oh, yes.
Well, I tried to do something that Meryl Streep did with me when I did So Good with her, and that was to tell her that I would have her back because my role was supporting, and so that's what I was supposed to do. And we didn't have a long time to get to know each other, and actresses can pull actress bullshit, And so I wanted her to know that I would never do anything that wasn't supporting her, and I would never pull anything on her that wasn't in her best interest. And I think that it was important. I felt really good about myself and being able to be supportive of her and make her feel comfortable and safe.
She definitely did that, I have to say. She had my back many times. And it was great not only getting to know Cher, I don't know if this was even a question for me, but I'll just give my 2 cents. Because she was so amazing to learn from. I mean, for me, I am a newcomer, and it's my first starring role, and there was a huge weight and pressure that was on my shoulders, and from day one, Cher just walks in, we meet each other, and she greets me with open arms, and we had many times of girl talks, on and off screen. The day that, there's a scene that we share where she does my makeup was a really amazing day for me, talking about love and relationships off camera and then on camera, bonding as actors as well, just because, she really helps you stay in the moment. And you just can't help to absorb and grow from being around such an amazing, not only just woman in the business, but an individual as a strong woman, which I can really look up to and admire.
And the second part of the question, and perhaps you can hear from all of you here, is so many people wanting to be like Ali, so many people wanting to be in the spotlight.
Lots of hard work. There's travel, and you're in the face of a lot of fire, good and bad people around you, people that talk things about you, and you have to be ready to face that. You have to really have strong, I think, idea about yourself as an individual, who you are and where you want to go in your career, and to stay focused, because there's so many people that can come out of the woodwork to just be after you for the wrong reasons, and you have to be able to have a strong mindset of where you came from and to stay grounded and focused in where you're going. Surround yourself with positive people, and I think what's great about Allie and Cher's character Tess and Cam's character Jack is we all sort of have these goals and these dreams, but unlike other people in life who just say they want to do something, Allie really kicks her way in the door and fights for what she wants. Tessa's character fights to keep her club. We're all fighters in our own right, and I think that's why this is a really inspirational story and not just a success, quote-unquote, story.
I would like to say something.
For me, I think that, the question is specific because I kind of feel like I'm still there, like I'm in the workhorse mode of my life, and I would, echo what they said for sure, especially anyone who's like dreaming of being in this business. There is an entirely new world that you don't yet understand, which is when you get to this iconic status of being like Cher and being like Christina. And Steven has put in his entire life to this movie, and he's worked very hard. And Cam and I worked very hard to get a lot of different acting jobs, but you have to have an unwavering sense of who you are, and if you do feel like you have a gift that you want to share, whether it's an amazing instrument and talent like Cher and Christina, or acting chops or whatever it is, you really have to know why you're in it, because it will. I thought that I've had a difficult road or had worked hard until I saw the kind of work that Cher and Christina put into their careers, and it's just a world that you couldn't possibly even imagine. So just really, really make sure that you're ready for everything that comes with it.
I've been doing this for 45 years, and I knew from the time I was 4 years old that this was what I would do. And usually what happens is that because it's so hard to make it, everyone says to you, get a real job. You're not going to make it. That one person in a million makes it. But I think if you have you have to have a burning desire, and you have to not stop. And there are many times where you have failures, and then you have to build yourself back up again. But I'm not a person who has very much confidence. I'm just a person who keeps going, and I love what I do. I love being on stage, I love acting, and I love singing. So if you love it, I think that you can't stop. And if you don't love it, then you weren't meant to be there anyway.